Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV patch 6.4 with me, Meoni. I promised that we would be back when we both ranked up and indeed finished off these buildings. As you can see, my workshops have finished off, the renovations have been completed, and they look absolutely incredible. I'm over the moon with how good these look, obviously inspired further by that steampunk-esque sort of cogs and whirring whirligigs and steam. Just, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? Like, I'm so pleased. I don't know what they're going to do in the next update for this in the future, but they're going to have to really go out of their way to make improvements on this. I'm really pleased. As you can see here, the signs have all changed to those sort of steampunk looks, and we're just doing a bit of a walkthrough. You can see this furnace is open at the moment. The furnace actually opens and closes periodically. Let's see if we can get it to open again. I've made a joke that's where you put all the bad people you don't like on your island. As you can see, it's a nice furnace. You can't actually physically get in there, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that we could sacrifice people in there, but I guess it's not that kind of island. I have to say, some of the furniture in here is beautiful. Little mammoths, keeping everything regulated so that we don't blow a gasket or a cog or something, because it looks like really mean machinery. We've got all these cogs whirring around, belt smoothing, and oh, it looks like a right hazardous place to exist, let alone work in. So rather the mammoths than me. We've got some stairs that go up to the roof as well. As you can see, there's that chimney breast that goes all the way up to the roof. It's just a really nice place to explore. There's a little bit of dialogue. I'll leave that for you to discover when you stand near mammoths. And then there's this little rooftop section. And of course, you can walk up and down on the roof and stuff like that. But yes, I was very impressed by this building. I thought that they did, honestly, more work than they've ever done before. All of the different directions the cogs are moving, and it's just mind-boggling, and that's how it should look. One of my favourite bits, though, I hope we get this in the future for housing, is this cog chair. That was a nice thing to notice. I like the way that that's situated in those... I want those lanterns as well. And there's a close-up of the mechanism from actually the outside one of the segments. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? The big clock face on the front. Also, we managed to hit rank 15, and with rank 15 comes a bunch of new stuff. To unlock a new area, we need to make the Besterist mammoth-sized builder's tool, which uses island logs, coal, marble, mithril, and spectrine. All of that we should know where is from by now. Obviously, the new cave area, the marble and mithril outside from the soft stones, and of course the sort of cobalt rocks as well. Once you've crafted that set of tools at rank 15, you can simply go to where that red exclamation mark has been haunting you since you first saw it. At rank 12, it is now lit up, so we have access to this, and of course this will open up an entirely new area. In fact, the last area, I believe, of this, although I'm not sure what you get at rank 16 yet, personally, but this looks like it's the last area. It does beg to question where we're going to be going next on the island, honestly, like what more there is. It says, are those tools you have there beautiful, dangerous tools? Ah, yes. And we also have to spend seafarer carries to actually open the hole, 3,000 of those. So bear that in mind, make sure you have 3,000 of those. But it is worth it, because what you get in return is, of course, a new landmark spot and a new place for either a granary or a workshop. Of course, we're going to go for the workshop, because the more things that we can list for creation, the more carries we can create per day, per week, and etc. onwards. Those are the new plots. I thought it was probably going to be a cave, but it's actually just clearing up this rocky section on top of a mountain and leveling it, which probably would have taken forever for a mammoth to do, bear in mind. But also you'll notice that we've got a greater increase of furnishing glamours, number of workshops, and minions. So we can place a minion, a workshop up here. I don't think you can place another granary. I think it's literally just you can move 1, 2 here if you want to. They're still at the limit, but the number of workshops has increased to 4 from 3. As you can see, this is where we're at. and the landmark is below me to my character's right, and to the left is the facility. So let's get these started. Of course, with every new facility, we're going to have to start, you guessed it, at rank 1, workshop 1. But just having this extra workshop, as you can see, 3 out of 4 workshops and only 2 out of 2 granaries is going to be amazing. It's going to change what we can do with our handicrafts. So we're going to be coming back to see that in a bit. And for the landmark, we have a choice of 2 brand new landmarks that we unlocked, which is the gambling garden and the quaint clock tower. As you can see here, we can also place any of the old stuff as well that we already have access to. The gambling garden requires multicolored isle blooms, vine elysium. The clock tower is mithril, leocognite, wood opal logs, and silver ore. And I kind of like the idea of having, you know, being a British person, having like a big clock tower, like a big Ben of my island. So we're going to go for that first, and if I don't like it, we'll swap it out later. That's going to be ready at 8 a.m. So we're probably going to look at that tomorrow in a video. And this one is at 10 p.m. I did actually come back later on in this footage for the workshop, for the workshop's completion, and set that up for the next one. But as you can see, also with these 2 landmark, well, the landmark and the workshop, you also get an area up there, which is quite a nice place, like a little viewpoint. And we get these paths that interjoin. It just joins together really nicely. It has this really interesting feel about it when you fly around now. And if we go over to the workshop, man, you'll see that we'll have access to that 4th list. I can't wait to have that. And indeed, I do actually have that now. I'm from the future. This footage is from couple of hours in the past. And one of the things this also increases is our housing placement to its maximum. So we can place up to 90 items now. We're no longer capped at 75. And of course, those new areas next to the landmark and ready to be built area can be placed on, as well as the new lookout point, which we're going to place a nice ivy covered deck down over here, because it's a really nice place for a good overlook point, I think you'll agree. So it's nice that they've included, you know, this little section, and we can build on there. I was quite happy when I saw that. I was like, oh, nice. They've actually thought about people wanting to create, like, I don't know, a spa up here or a viewpoint like I'm trying to make here. Yeah, what a perfect place to place this. We're going to rotate this in a little bit. Lovely jubbly. But of course, this opens up all sorts of customization. I think 90 slots is still ambitious. You know, I don't think that's enough slots for all of the room that we have to place on, considering we can place next to landmarks and stuff. Another thing is we can now place up to 50 minions on the island. And as you can see, the new locations are listed up. This is called the Isle Keeps Outlook, and the other one is the Ambition. But the Outlook is over where we are, the Overlook, as I call it. Let's just, I don't know, place a load of near-related minions, because why not? We'll make this the Near Overlook. That's a good idea, right? Why not? Pod and the other pod, the amount of time it took me to actually farm for those pod minions. I don't need to remind you if you watch my streams. It was more time than you should have. So you can place your minions down. You can spread them out a little bit better than this. But if you've wanted 50, you could technically put 50 in one place, which would be absolute chaos. So now we've got a near automata lookout point. Why not? All right, let's hop down. One thing I wanted to make sort of fun of, but also make note of. Can we get this fixed in the future? You see there's this massive gap that doesn't exist in other joins to paths. But once you unlock this section, there's this grass. It's something that bugged me, and it's annoying. Please fix it. So here's me coming back in the future, and we upgrade our new workshop. So, yeah. I think the next upgrade for this is like the early hours of the morning, so I'll probably be up and doing some grinding still. I want to try and get to rank 16 so we can look at the new rewards. I hear that there is a glamour, a couple of glamours, and also a mount. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, so we can renovate this straight away. Going to take 1 to 2 hours, and you know the mats for a workshop too, but the fact that you have to go through all of the ranks again is slightly tedious, but it's just part of it, isn't it? The clock tower is looking great, so that finishes at 1 in the morning. Brilliant. Okay, we might actually be around for that time. funnily enough. But yeah, the clock tower is going to look amazing. Look at this platform area with the mammoths busy clicking away. That'll be done by 8 in the morning, so we'll be back for a video tomorrow on all of that stuff. Can't wait to see my clock tower, though. I'm really excited for that. Hopefully it's big and grandiose and has a working clock face. Hopefully, because, you know, we have clocks that work in a game. Don't skimp on me now. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? This area that we've just unlocked, very nice. I really have no idea what unlocks at rank 16, and I have no idea in future content. I presume they're doing more Island Sanctuary in the next patch, right? 6.5. I have no idea. I would hope so. But what are they going to do next? Drill a hole in another mountain? Let me know where you think we could be going next. Maybe a new island? I don't know. Hopefully they do more content for this, because it really feels quite fantastic in 6.4. More videos on the way, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good night and enjoy the patch.